kind of take the convo away from that. Let's kind of go to the opposite side. So now we just want to talk about players that we feel don't get their just due. They don't get their the recognition they deserve for what they've been doing. So I mean, there's a few players that kind of fit this mold.
I think the one for me that I haven't heard anything about is SGA. Like, whenever I watch him, I think he's so good.
Yeah.
But I just, obviously situation and OKC,
Yeah.
it's not really going to do much.
I mean,
not going to get that much attention. But they're not. I don't think they're doing that bad in the West.
They're alright, innit? I mean, he's cold, man, because, and we saw, I think with Shai, like, he's hard, man, because we even saw it last year. I mean, obviously, we could say it was partly the CP3 effect, but when you honestly look at that team, there were big chunks of the season where he was clearly their best player.
Yeah.
Do you get me? I'd say in the playoffs, I think he struggled a bit. Do you get me? Obviously, first playoffs, blah, blah.
I think it was second, because I think he didn't go with Doc Rivers in the playoffs.
Oh shit! I forgot.
Yeah, against the Warriors.
Yeah, but
he didn't get to do much back then.
He came. He did occasionally come in, but he wasn't really the guy as he was now. Do you get me?
Yeah, rookie.
Now it's like, he had a lot of pressure on him, and obviously, maybe it got to him. But in terms of like just his game, he's crazy cold. He's smooth as hell.
So
man.
smooth. Like some people just
hell,
6'7", 6'6".
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about him that players can't understand what he's doing or something.
Yeah,
he just makes everything look so easy.
At first, I thought he was kind of unorthodox the way he moves.
He is.
I think he is. I think that's what it is.
So certain players don't expect him to do certain things on the court.
Like his shiftiness, I think his main thing is like his change of speed and shiftiness. Like, because the thing is, he's one of those players who he's very like leisurely. He moves very slow. Do you get me? He doesn't really move like he's trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But then he might just put it through his legs and he's gone. Do you get me? And because he's long as well.
He's at the rim already.
Yeah, he's long as well. Pause. Like, he's at the rim straight away.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
With some players, he's like deceptively long and quick.
Yeah.
So it just all works well together, because I don't think he's doing that much, but it's just like players just can't understand it. Defend him.
But I was reading something on Twitter, and he was like, when defenders can't clock your rhythm, you're a different type of player. Yeah. And I think players like him, players like CJ McCollum, even like PG, like Harden.
Harden does the best. He's the best at
it. You don't know what they're like.
His acceleration to deceleration.
Go out and try exactly what Harden does. You won't be able to do it.
It's crazy. You can't, like, it's like sometimes it looks like he's losing the ball. That's how crazy his handle is, and he never is. He knows what he's doing. Do you get what I'm saying? So like those, and Shai is in that kind of, obviously he's not as advanced, but he's in that thing where you can't clock his rhythm. You don't know when he's going to go through his legs. You don't know when he's going to pull up. You don't know when he's going to cross. You don't know when he's going to go in and out. Nothing.
Yeah.
And he's that type of player who, I definitely say he's underrated.
What other players have you guys been thinking?
I've been thinking, I know the Kings aren't as good as like, they're not good. The West is extremely tough to play, but De'Aaron Fox has gotten no recognition. Literally, like, I know recently he's had like a couple games where he's been injured in the last 4 or 5 games, but I think he's averaging like 24, 25, and him as a point guard, being that fast, that strong, that tall, that shifty, I don't think I've seen anything since John Wall in Washington. Like, he reminds me of, he mirrors John Wall, but a taller version of him that can shoot. Because even the only drawback that people can really say about him was the shooting. This season, he's knocking down the three at a very good percentage. Yeah. And I just think when you're that tall, that fast, and you're a point guard as well, nobody can stop you. Nobody can actually stop you. And it's been proven, because even against the Clippers, he dropped like 36 against them, and that's probably one of the best defenses in the West.
Yeah. De'Aaron Fox, I think with him, like, his time's just coming. Yeah. Like, some way, somehow, like, it's going unnoticed, but now every time I do watch him, because I don't really watch the Kings that much as well, every time I watch them, I take notice of what he's doing. Yeah, and like, this guy's getting a lot better. Yeah. So
yeah, I think man. With him, obviously, everything with him is, it's like with a lot of players, man. It's opportunity, it's situation. Do you get me? I mean, being on a team like the Kings for however many years he's been in the league, you're never gonna get the recognition you deserve, especially if you're not winning. Yeah. Do you get me?
I think if he's on a better team,
that's the thing though.
That's so many players.
I feel like if you're a point guard in the NBA and you're playing in the West, especially, if you're able to get your team into like 8th spot, you'll get a lot of recognition. I think that's what happened with like Ja last year. It's like,
for sure.
If you do that in the West, like you're already, like everyone's gonna respect you because your whole team is not that great. There might be decent players, but that's why I feel like people like Jar, even though he was a rookie, got a lot of recognition last year. Even though De'Aaron Fox might be better than him. Do you get what I'm saying?
And the team around him is doing well. So I just hope like players like Bagley and Halliburton can really step up their game. Cause I really like the way Halliburton is playing in his rookie year. So I hope that he with Fox excels. I just think I don't know. Maybe it's the big situation. I can't remember what's the one with the he's got Kane Rose all along.
Bagley or
Rashard Holmes. I don't think that's really the big that will take you far. And, like,
they don't really have any good players, to be honest. But I mean, that's the thing though, man. There's so many teams in the NBA that it's like they're a couple pieces from being something, but they're never going to get those pieces. Do you get me? Like, I mean, not being rude, but the Kings are probably never going to get the center that's going to take them over the top. Do you get me? I don't think so. Like,
they lost that DeMarcus Cousins.
Do you get me? Like, at the end of the day, who are they going to trade for? Unless they get it in a draft, and how many crazy bigs are really getting picked up in the draft? Man, picking up a big in the draft is
they're in that spot.
I think a big that would have really helped them was James Wiseman, but
they're in that spot in the draft because of where they are positioned in the league that they don't ever get a great pick. They're kind of stuck there. They're always stuck there. So good luck to them, but
I mean. But yeah, I mean, there's no denying that De'Aaron Fox is crazy. Like, he's cold in it. Like, he's one of those unstoppable
playing
type
well.
players.
That was on the list. Sexton.
The Sexton,
he's been. I don't know. I didn't.
It's because it's the Cavs, isn't it? But his numbers are crazy.
Yeah, bro. He's
averaging like 25 a game.
I don't know how he's doing this, but the only game I watched Cleveland play this year was against.
Now, when I watch him, he just had a dog mentality to me.
Thing is, I think
he's a dog still.
Yeah. The thing with him is I wouldn't say he's always been like this, but in terms of his game, like there's not much has changed. I think he just got the ball more in his hands more and he's able to shoot more. Yeah, because since his rookie year, he's been the guy who wants it. Do you get me? Like, always. Whether it's defensively or it's offensively, but now he's just allowed. No, I wouldn't say he's allowed the ball, but he's the guy. He's that guy on the team. He's proven himself.
Yeah, just take into consideration that Kevin Love's not there, Tristan Thompson's there, because when they were there, majority of the time he used to drop it down the post.
Exactly.
So it's more guard play. But even Garland, it's more guard
somehow play. They got something good going on there, because they even got Jarrett Allen and stuff. But
there's a couple players I actually want to speak on there, then we could probably move on. And obviously, this is once again probably because of their team, the Spurs.
It's always going to be.
I will speak about obviously DeRozan and DeJounte Murray. So obviously, first of all, DeRozan. I think DeRozan. So DeRozan, they've been valuing him for years. Because first of all,
it's LeBron's fault, bro.
At the start of the season, he was ranked 82nd by ESPN. 82nd best player. 82nd.
Definitely top 50 at least.
Like 100%. And I can't even remember the players he was below. But there were some really disrespectful players. Really. Do you get me? And obviously, I don't know. And obviously, he's come back this year with a vengeance. And he said, yo, listen, you lot are really going to clock who I am. Because he's playing crazy. He's averaging 20 points, 7 assists, and about 5 rebounds.
He's doing everything, man. But we've been knowing.
Minus the 3-point shooting. He's been that player.
He's been that player.
Onto the rim, he's so aggressive and so strong. Like he's always gonna finish at the cup, and his mid range is crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I think it's just what he was doing in Toronto that everyone's kind of lost respect. But it was Toronto. Like when Kawhi got there, what ended up happening? So they were like, it's clearly DeRozan's fault. This guy's so far better than DeRozan. So since then, the whole league's been carrying that. So
and it's so crazy because he's been doing all this like recently. Like his father passed, and like he's been doing all this. Through that, and it's like, man, like it's so. It's so difficult, man, because it's like there's so many players who are deserving of the
spot
recognition. Do you get me? Like even if it's not,
you can get dropped spot, so quick.
There's so many players that deserve recognition that deserve for more than what they've been doing. Do you get me? Yeah. But there's just too many players. You know what I'm saying? It's the same how we were speaking with even like about Lillard and how he wasn't really getting spoken about in MVP conversations.
Until recently.
And even recently, you see what that guy's been going through, fam. You see that article?
A lot of the family, a lot of people around him are dying, bro.
And so literally, like a couple of weeks ago, he had 2 of his friends in his inner circle get shot, and like they're dead.
I didn't see
that. Bro, over like the past year since the pandemic, he's lost about 4 family members, and it's like you would never even know these things, bro. Yeah, people are just going through these things.
We're just fans watching them getting angry at them.
Why'd you turn over the ball there, man?
You think the guy's thinking about basketball, bro?
That's why I like Lillard because even though all that's going through him, he still keeps a calm, composed head. And people may not like him because of his attitude and all that, but I just think
I don't think he's got that much attitude.
I just think that he just minding his business. He doesn't want people to bother him, so he's just like one of us.
People don't like that he's like his own person.
Yeah.
I think it's always like that, and
He's not
but
bad.
the fans will watch it and will always like it. You get me? It's like that with like Derrick Rose as well. Like the league was always see the All-Star game, All-Star game where they're all dancing and they're just there. But I think whenever someone's like their own person, because you're not completely buying into the way the league works, I guess around there they're not really going to like it as much. But
you can tell that dude does not care.
He's
about his own stuff. We care about his basketball, boxing, rapping,
his adverts.
That's
it.
Why don't you leave the team? You just choosing yourself. It's like I'd rather win in Portland than I don't want to win the other way. So
I think like certain things like because DeRozan was in a small market, like it's not really a small market, but San Antonio doesn't ever get that much attention. Unless you have superstars on team like Tim Duncan or Tony Parker, that they'll never get that attention.
I think they got good players there as well. So I think Spurs, they probably got something.
I think what they're building is very like they got Keldon Johnson, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, DeRozan. They've got a very good young coach. They've got their rookie this year. I can't remember his name. He's good as well. He's a good shooter and he's very good defensively. So I just think that's Pop's building a great core.
They're always going to build well in it. So it's just the whole team is young now, so we can't see it, but it's definitely coming.
No. That team's good, man.
DeJounte Murray, man.
Now before we move on for that subject, though, any other underrated players you guys wanna?
BI.
You think he's
I
underrated?
don't think he's been underrated
I think he doesn't really get the attention that he.
Yeah, but think about it. On that team,
obviously,
they are not good enough to have so many players getting recognition. That's what I think. Because if him and Zion were both all-stars, why are they like 12th in the? You get me. So I don't know, but I think it's Zion that's kind of taking the attention from him, and there's only one or few players that are going to get that attention.
In a way, I kind of understand what you're saying. Like, I definitely think Ingram is better than he kind of his what people see him as, but I just think he needs to do a bit more in it. I think for him to get that recognition, I think he needs to be doing a bit more. I think right now it's kind of clear.
Do you think
that is Zion's team? Do you
see based on obviously you think it's underrated or whatever? Based on the contract that he just signed, what did he sign? 190. He signed 180 for 5 years.
160, I think.
160. Like clearly his team or whatever
chose
him as that player. So now I'm holding him to that standard. So you get me. You got to be doing something, and you can't just be playing good. You got to push your team up if you're getting that much money in it. So that's what he's got to do now. So I don't think he's being underrated.
Someone that I always say is underrated though, and we've been saying this since he got robbed of that Finals MVP. My boy Fred VanVleet.
Oh, you know what?
Very much so.
My boy Fred.
I forgot about VanVleet.
That guy.
My boy. That's the thing. Underrated. That's us forgetting about him.
That
underrated.
Guy, I think he's so good at basketball.
Bro, he's so
Lowry's a crazy
good.
When it comes to actual I don't know if it's skill or composure or just knowing how to play basketball. I think he's just so good. For me, when I watch him, it's I want to take stuff from him because for some reason he's simplified basketball in his own head.
I think playing with Lowry has actually helped him adjust because when you look at him, when you look at Lowry, small builds, short, but they're stocky.
They both play well together, and Lowry he's such a good leader because he knows that in some situations VanVleet should take the ball, and he kind of always allows him to do that. So.
And it's so mad because this dude was
undrafted, bro.
So many stories.
You never know, man. You never know. That's what I'm saying.
I wish he won that MVP because that would have probably been the first time in history for you to go undrafted and then win Finals MVP. I think that's happened before.
No, he should have, but I guess Kawhi at the end of the day. I guess. But I actually thought.
Come on, man, VanVleet. Listen,
I
Kawhi was obviously clearly the best player through the playoffs, but in that finals, I'm so sorry. Anybody who watched that knew that VanVleet was the best player on the court.
As actual people that watch it, and I'm sure people that are watching this are also fans that watch it. Crucial buckets and crucial decision making.
Every single one.
Even the things that Kawhi kind of scored or whatever, it's VanVleet made that happen the time. So I always gave credit to VanVleet. VanVleet was the reason for me in that.
He was a reason, man, and